Alright, what up everybody? Welcome to race number 5 this season on the NASCAR Heat 5 career mode in the Xfinity Series. But yeah, we're going to be racing at Atlanta for this race, and if you're wondering what happened to video number 4, I'll explain that in a second. But yeah, to kind of get a quick thing for Atlanta, we're starting inside the top 10, which is obviously unusual for me. Usually I'm just outside the top 10. But car is wicked fast, probably the favorite to win this one. This is a track I won at in the truck series, had a pretty good run there, and honestly I used the setup. I had a small little adjustment from it, not too much, but I immediately started popping goal time, running sub 30. So Austin Cindric actually there in the 22 was one that I was constantly passing practice that started ahead of me. So yeah, I feel really good. I don't know if I'll end up making any adjustments. We'll see at the end of the stage, but we're gonna go for the lead now and hopefully hold on the rest of the way for a stage win. But yeah, in the meantime, race number 4 was supposed to be at Phoenix Raceway, which did run it, but yeah, unfortunately some video issues. So basically what ended up happening, I recorded the race for Phoenix and the race for Auto Club the same day. Auto Club first, then Phoenix. So the Auto Club one came out perfectly fine, no issues. Didn't make any adjustments to my settings, but got done editing that, went and recorded the Phoenix one later that night. And for whatever reason, when I went to go edit that one, listen back to audio, it sounded like a mid-2000s EDM track with just all the screeching and stuff. So I had to double check that for practice this time. And I'm recording this on Wednesday, so it was the same day as I was supposed to upload the Phoenix one. But yeah, everything seems good right now. I'll definitely be checking before the final stage, make sure I don't lose that one. But yeah, it was just definitely disappointing because I was looking forward to hopefully getting some redemption at Phoenix, because the way the truck season ended, had a 6-win season, fighting for a championship in the series, and to crash out on the final lap sucked. Especially, I knew I wasn't going to win it anyways, but to DNF to finish up my time in trucks kind of sucked. But the race started off and I was starting 12th, which wasn't too bad, especially considering where I had started from in practice. I had to shave off almost a full second just to get in the top 15. And stage 1 didn't really move much. I think I lost a spot actually in stage 1. So didn't make any adjustments for stage 2, just wanted to kind of ride around a bit. And that ended up working out all right for me. Finished stage 2 in 10th place, got a stage point, so felt okay. Decided to try to loosen up the car a little bit, see if I can get some more speed and maybe move up a little bit higher from 10th. And it didn't really work how I wanted it to, because I was just getting a little bit too loose. So I was holding on to 10th comfortably, but the biggest issue was I was starting to kind of cook my tires a little bit quicker. But if everything went according to plan, that wasn't going to be an issue either, because we were going to have a green flag pit stop, should have cycled through, and then I would have been back up to probably around 10th, 11th place, depending on how everything shook out. But yeah, unfortunately for me, right after I went down pit road, I was coming back out and the caution came out. So I ended up getting trapped a lap down, and instead of being able to cycle back up to the top 10, I was stuck a lap down in 35th place on the restart. Moved up a few moved up a few positions over the final couple laps. So I ended up 28th at Phoenix, which disappointing. Second time at Phoenix where I had a top 10 run just kind of die right at the end, but it is what it is. And you know, we move on, and apparently we win stages here at Atlanta, so that was honestly a little bit more comfortable than I expected. My teammate was there in third, Watermelon Man right behind me, so yeah, obviously with that big of a gap and, you know, how well it was running, I'm not going to make any changes here, so we're going to pit, get some fresh tires, and move on to stage 2. Alright, well, pit crew did its job. We're still in the lead, so let's see if we can open up the gap again. I'm going to throw on the ticker this time, so that way we have that going, because I totally forgot to do that for stage 1. 9 laps to go in stage 2, so another kind of quick stage. But yeah, it's kind of funny timing though, with the way the thing worked out. Happens to be that the you know, Cup and Xfinity, and I think Truck also was all in Atlanta at the same time this video is supposed to be going out, so I guess I'll make some Atlanta predictions here in a second, but trying to stretch the lead first a little bit beforehand. Yeah, it's in the Xfinity Series itself in real life. This has been Austin Hill's track ever since the you know, thing got converted to a super speedway, so really it becomes, are you going to take Hill or the field? And hard to argue against Hill. I think he's won every race except for one since the second one in 2022, so just absolute dominance on this track. But for whatever reason, my gut feeling is this is not going to be one of those wins. I think John Hunter Nemechek's the only other person that's won in that stretch, but if I had to guess, I'm going to make a prediction that one of the Junior Motorsports cars wins. Don't know which one, maybe Allgaier, but just a random gut feeling that you'll see somebody else in victory lane this time in Atlanta. So flipping over to the Cup side, unlike the domination on the Xfinity side, I think they've had like 6 different winners the last 6 times out at Atlanta. So I think over there you're going to end up at a 7 for 7, because I'm going to call Blaney as the winner this week. But obviously, you know, if Bubba Wallace wants to get a dub, I'm perfectly fine with that. I've been hoping that he's going to get a dub here soon. Pocono kind of sucked, but these things happen, I guess. And then on this one, as we get to 5 to go, I looked up our Joe Gibbs teammate, Harrison Burton's second place right now, so Joe Gibbs 1-2 right now. And oh yeah, to also recap with Phoenix, Chase Briscoe, who's in 5th place right now, was the winner of that race. Which, that was a surprise too. So I explained what happened with us, but Austin Cindric in that race was the class of the field the entire day. One stage 1, one stage 2. As he was getting ready to pit on this game, he, for whatever reason, just crashed out. I don't know if it was because the car in front of him was a lap down but about to pit also, or what, but yeah, completely spun out, took out a couple of the Junior Motorsports cars like Gregson and them, so that was what brought out the caution that got me trapped, so I couldn't even be mad. It was just a funny looking wreck, but the good thing is too, with the win at Auto Club, ultimately it doesn't really matter. We're already locked into the playoffs, and at this point it's just trying to get, you know, more stage points and stuff, help out that cause, but just for momentum's sake, yeah, I would have liked to have a better performance at Phoenix, but at least we were competitive. Like, we weren't going to compete for the win, but we were pretty solidly in the top 10. Oof. Alright, whatever you do, don't do that. So, still got a 3-second lead here. Honestly, can kind of relax a little bit as we're going in these corners. A lot of times, I think why I'm so good on these 1.5-mile tracks on this series, not a whole lot of braking to happen. It might take myself out of the throttle a tiny touch, but Definitely a lot easier than the short track ones, although we've won short tracks too, so. Yeah, we've opened up another 3.5-second lead here, so. Just kind of coasting to the finish line, and that'll be our second stage win of the day, so. Let's go. Alright, and then, you know, everything's going the way it's, you know, supposed to, so I ain't gonna do anything to break it on pit road. I'm gonna leave my car where it's at. We're gonna get more tires and some, you know, more fuel. Get ready for one last stage here. Alright, well, pit crew did its job. We're still on the lead going into the final stage, so yeah, it's already a good day either way with the 2 stage wins, but hopefully we can close it out with the clean sweep. According to that, got 19 to go, so looks like we can only make about 12 laps on our fuel, which is about what I remember from practice. I didn't quite, I don't even think I ran 12 laps to total, but yes, that means 1 green flag stop to go, unless a caution comes out in there, but feel pretty good overall. But yeah, really right now it's just hold on and keep going. I ain't gonna lie, I like the design of the Atlanta track with the red and blue stripes going kind of throughout it. I don't know why that's so visually appealing to me right now, but it is. But yeah, definitely a shout out to the setup man again. I'll try to remember to post the link over to this setup, but yeah, I think the one that he had posted originally was like, you could run like 29 fours or something with it, and you know, I made a couple small tweaks because I think he uses the wheel if I remember correctly, which I use my PlayStation controller, but I was still running like 29 eights, and you know, I think I've gotten down to like a 29.7 in this race if I remember right, so overall not too bad of a of a deal here. I'm not gonna lie right now though, holy crap. I'm recording this on a Wednesday and my office is hot as hell. It's hard sometimes when you get a lead like this in a race and you're trying to like focus and make sure you don't blow it or anything like that, but you start thinking about other stuff. Right now I'm thinking about the fact that my office is, I think, according to my little thermometer that I just got, it's like 78 in here, which normally it's like 72. Actually, to be honest, it's closer to like 68. Normally it's like 72 midday, but it's already 8 o'clock at night and I'm starting to sweat like crazy back here. You would think all these years living in Florida I could deal with that, but I absolutely would much rather be in the cold. I guess that's kind of why we've been looking at moving up north eventually in a couple years. Been trying to get out of the throttle a little bit more around here, save a little bit of fuel, but also just make sure I don't do anything dumb with the 2-second lead. Look at Brandon Jones starting to sneak up there. So we got 3 of our Joe Gibbs Racing teammates top 5 right now. Well, definitely gonna pit. So that kind of takes the green flag out of the green flag stop out of the equation. Should have enough fuel afterwards to get to the finish. And yeah, that'll be nice. And yeah, as you can see there, still leading after the pit stop. So really, it's just a matter of, again, being consistent, not messing up anything. I don't have to worry now about the late pit stops. We got 9 more laps around here, so let's get it done. Get our second win of the season. Take that points lead back after Phoenix. I'm trying to remember what was supposed to be on the schedule next, but that whole season in 2020 was absolutely wild with all the schedule changes and stuff, because obviously with everything going on in the world at that point with COVID and all that, but it's now, 5 years past since this game came out and stuff, and having a hard time remember what the schedule was at that point. Yeah, already stretching out the lead right now to second, so everything's still smooth sailing right now. We got 6 to go. We're still running 29.7s right now, so just realized that Brendan Jones fell out of the top 5, so we'll see if he can get back up there. I'm honestly surprised now, after doing this race on both trucks and in Xfinity now, that I don't end up racing at Atlanta as much on the online races when I do those. I feel like I would do a pretty decent job with online. But we'll see that for another day. Be interested to see too whenever we do get up to Cup, because I know there's a possibility of some Cup Heat races or hot seat races. Wonder what teams we might end up racing with if that actually happens. I figured we'd get some hot seat races in the Xfinity Series, but we didn't, and then all of a sudden got the 5-star ride, so trying to think. At that point, it'd almost be cool to, like, drive for Richard Petty or something like that on the Cup debut if I needed to. Of course, I also kind of don't want to have to hot seat for Bubba Wallace, so, because I think he was still in the 43 at that point. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what that looks like when we get there. If you had a shot to do a hot seat race for anybody in Cup, let me know who you would choose in the comments. But yeah, this race kind of going as expected. We're on the white flag lap right now. Got a little 4.5 second cushion over second place, so as long as I don't do something stupid right here, we should be having our second victory lane trip. I thought I was going to lose it there for a second, but we're good. So Let's go. Win number 2. Let's get that burnout going. Well, we're already a third of the way there for our win total in trucks, so. Yeah. It'd be cool if they have like victory lane interviews or something in the next game for NASCAR 25. All right, well, here is the finishing order. 1-2 finish for Joe Gibbs Racing with Harrison Burton getting there in second. Teammates also in 10th and 11th, so not a bad showing overall. Try to see where everybody else finished on this one. It looks like it was Tommy Joe Mertens that was the car on pit road throughout most of it, so I don't know what happened there. Didn't see anything on replay, but it is what it is. And that win should put us back in first place in the points early on. You know, obviously it's still early on, it's through 5 races, but yeah, so overall not too bad of a showing. Pretty pumped up about that one, and there's us celebrating in victory lane once again. 63 car be kind of crushing it right now, not gonna lie. But yeah, hopefully we kind of keep this up, you know, see if we can get win number 3 next time out. But until then, I will catch y'all later.